information age is characterised by a revolution in information and communication technologies, according to Manuel Castells. It has changed the way we access information and the skills needed to consume the information that is so readily available. Before internet-worked technologies, people relied on books and other hard copy publications as a source of information. Today, information production, circulation and consumption takes many different forms. This is particularly relevant in education, where new media and digital technology has changed the way information is delivered and consumed. Methods of communication, modes of delivery, and the approach to learning in education are changing as a result of digital technology and new media. According to the 2016 NMC Horizon Report, educational settings are increasingly designed to facilitate project-based interactions with attention to mobility, flexibility, and multiple device usage. Students now have the opportunity to utilise communication tools to choose the time, place, and pace of their education, as stated by Harper, Chen, and Yen. Bates states that e-learning can encompass any form of telecommunications and computer-based learning, and is a frequently used term when discussing innovative approaches to education using technology. In addition to online learning and e-learning, other terms that have been introduced in the information age include education technology, virtual classrooms, digital literacy, open learning. All are a direct reference to the influence technology has had on education. One term prevalent in education today is distance education. However, this term has evolved with digital technology rather than being a product of it. Harper, Chen, and Yen state that almost every new media has touched the educational system in some way, but distance learning is a reinvented method of education rather than a new one. According to Bates, there are 3 generations of distance education, and that today's generation is based on two-way communications media, such as the internet or video conferencing, that enables interaction between the teacher who originates the instruction and the remote student. Harper, Chen, and Yen describes the evolution by stating that in its early days, distance education consisted of correspondence education, televised courses, collections of videotapes, and cassette recordings. The internet, intranets, and the creation of local area networks and wide area networks have given students the opportunity to experience distance learning beyond pre-recording classes and films. Distance education today is a technology-enhanced learning and engagement tool that is being used to engage and educate students who wouldn't otherwise have access to education. E-learning or online learning for the purposes of distance education involves computer technology which enhances, extends, and replaces traditional teaching and training practices. This is according to the Australian Institute for Social Research. This technology, combined with infrastructure and educational content, is enabling equitable access to those affected by the digital divide. Although the digital divide is prevalent globally, there is also an evident gap separating those with access to education in North Queensland, Australia. According to Mosse and Bottrell, Australian students living outside metropolitan areas are less likely to complete secondary school and therefore are underrepresented in university student populations compared with their metropolitan counterparts. There is an evident digital divide in the dispersed populations of rural, regional, and remote Australia. This is where the new generation of distance learning becomes an essential part of education that enables equitable access. Brett Wass is a project officer at James Cook University in Townsville, Australia, who is involved in a collaboration designed to enrich learning and enhance opportunities for regional and remote students located in the northern state of Queensland. The collaboration is between the university and the Department of Education and Training, and uses face-to-face and virtual learning to educate students in years 5 to 9 who aspire to careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Well, the direct advantage of the Global Tropics Future program is a bunch of us teachers and university experts will be working through video conferencing and we'll be connecting live to kids in Cloncurry, which is 800 kilometres away.
Technology is being used to connect students located in regional and remote areas who wouldn't otherwise have access to opportunities to discuss their interests and to collaborate with other students.
The digital media, the way that the projects that I'm working on are bringing kids together from different schools, so kids can work together and build relationships with other kids. So one of the focuses at the moment is student-centred learning and having the student direct some of their own learning. And for them to do that, they need to work in teams with other children. So to connect them with kids, like-minded kids or kids from all over the state, the digital revolution, I suppose, is helping do that.
Brett is a qualified youth worker, engineer and teacher, and although he's no longer in the traditional role of teacher, he has experienced how learning and engagement has changed in the classroom.
When I first started teaching, it was basically calculators, so it was 15 years ago, sort of thing was one of the main things, and PowerPoint, things like that. And then I taught for 5 or so years, and at the end of that, kids were using interactive whiteboards and designing their own web pages and such. So it was, because it's built into the curriculum now, it's such an essential part of it. So.
The projects Brett is now working on are an example of how communication technologies are being used to create virtual classrooms and enable equitable access to education in rural and remote Australia.